today, especially in social media, everyone talking about, oh, I don't take L's, I don't this and that. You know, everyone has like this, but like I feel like everything that has become better is from me not getting what I want. Like what? But who else better to lose than you? Like everyone makes like an L. They make an L like they think is lost, but you bring two L's is a W.
How you living, sir?
I'm pretty good.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Well, this is your own show. 1.5, season 1.5.
So
you even figured out a new way for us to wear headphones. So this is going to be a season 2 thing. So in season 1, guys, we had the headphones tacky wire showing there. Psh, gone. The Sultan effect. How are you, sir?
I'm good.
You sure? You relaxed? You comfortable?
I'm relaxed. I'm cool.
You suffer from hay fever.
I suffer from hay fever.
How bad is that? You don't have to repeat everything I say, you know.
I know. But I'm just saying I do, and I feel bad for anyone that does as well.
How bad is it? Because I never understood people who suffer from hay fever.
I don't know. You start from, well, I think everyone has it a little bit different. I just sneeze.
Yeah?
I just keep sneezing. Especially when one goes, I'm going. Like 1, 2, 3, and I'll probably hit like four in a row.
I remember my grand back in Liberia a long time ago when I used to sneeze. She said, Francis, if you sneeze 3 times, it's a sign of good luck. You're going to get money coming your way. I've been sneezing 3 times ever since then.
I was about to say I sneeze 3 times every damn day.
Yeah.
In a row. I ain't got no motherfucking money. I ain't got no money.
You're going to struggle not to swear.
No. I'm going to be good. I'm sorry.
And ladies and gentlemen, for those of you who suffer from hay fever, we just found out a new technique by Dr. aka Sophia, Miss JB, right? So what you have to do, if you're feeling like sneezing but you can't sneeze, you just put your tongue to the roof of your mouth and you're going to sneeze straight away.
And it works.
We just literally tried it.
Because I was like, oh. But then when I did, see, and 3 sneezes in a row came through. Yeah.
So if you suffer from and you know that hay fever sign is actually a good feed. You know, like when you want to sneeze, but you can't sneeze, but when you sneeze, you feel good.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna do that all the time now.
Yeah.
Let me see. No, it's not working. Maybe next time. So, sir, you're here to talk about you. And what you do. What I appreciate about what you do. You know what? One thing about you I must say is you are a very happy, vibrant individual.
I'd like to think so.
No, that's what I see. Have you always been like that?
Yeah. I think yeah.
You're hiding something.
No, I swear to God. I would say majority of the time I'm happy. You kind of know if I'm not happy.
What makes you happy? Because I believe that question, what makes you happy, is actually a very difficult question. Not a lot of people know the answer to. But I believe if you know as an individual, if you know the answer to what makes you happy, I believe 95%, if not more, of your problems will disappear. What makes you happy?
Well, my family. Definitely like seeing my mom, my dad, and my little brother, my little sister. So they definitely make me happy. There's other things that make me happy, like music. Obviously, like making good piece of music makes me feel happy. But like food, I love food. I love seafood. What else made me happy? A good sleep. I ain't gonna lie. Like 9 hours sleep.
I thought you was gonna say something different there.
What?
Good, but we'll leave it at good sleep.
Yeah, good sleep when I'm not cranky.
Yeah. I've seen you angry. You're actually a scary human being when you're angry.
When have I been angry?
I've seen you angry. Like you was almost in swear mode. They're not be playing. You serious?
No, I would say, well, I think that I'm happy majority of the time, but when someone annoys me, I get annoyed.
You nervous?
No, it's so weird. People always think that that's the case, but even when I'm like engineering, I'm always rocking my seat. Like I what's it called? I love them. You know the seats that you can like go back and forth, like them old grannies in the movies.
Wheelchairs.
No, the wheelchairs is the one that you go like this, right? I'm talking about the one when you're sitting there and they'll be knitting and then they go being back and forth.
Oh, the declining chairs, things like that.
I don't know what they called, but I love them things.
So it makes you feel at ease and relax, and you get
Yeah.
new. So what I want to know first and foremost as a musician, right? You make beats,
Right.
and you engineer. What is the difference between a beat maker and an engineer?
I think the biggest difference is damn, it's such a weird question because like they're kind of, if you're a beat maker, you kind of engineer in a way because like you still have to make it sound good somewhat. The biggest difference I would say is like you need to be like certain like majority of the beat makers I've met, they kind of like, you know, they very reserved, they to themselves, they like making music in their room. So I think like that's what makes a beat maker, because you have a producer who can make beats, but a producer will get involved in, for instance, what the artist is doing. So in this case, like, you know, oh, you should do this verse like this or this chorus like this. So you have like even beat makers, producers, you have engineer producers, you know what I mean? Just like, I think that's also another problem today is like, you know, people, if they say you're a producer, they just think you make beats, which is not the case. There are people who don't even know what to do when they're on the computer. They just know that this person will be good here, this person will be good here, this should go before that, this should go after that. You're still producing.
So do you think that's a positive or negative, or do you also blame that on social media? And because I believe, because when I was about 17, I tried to make beats, and I used to make it on what's that beat? Was it Reason or Cubase? Reason. Yeah. We're old, bro. Yeah, it was on Reason, and I was doing all right. So I made this beat, right? I made the beat like, it was basic, like that, some drums and a bit of part, and I thought I made it. I'm like, yeah, this is the beat. And I went and played it to my friends like, where's the rest of it? I'm like, what do you mean, where's the rest of it? And I was so proud, and that just knocked me. And I've never made a beat since then.
You're just unfortunate then, because damn, you shouldn't have stopped making beats. You could have been crazy, or you still can. That's a lot. That's the key. Like when you start something, like I don't think it matters if you do like beat making or production. I feel like when you start something, like the starting process is actually like very, very important, because that's what kind of can either say, look, I need to continue doing it, or I'm just gonna stop. I was kind of fortunate because like I used to play football in New Mexico, and that's how I started beat making.
When you say football, do you mean actual soccer football or American football?
American football.
So that's not football. American
football.
Thank you.
Yeah. So I played American football.
Thank you.
And within that time, I met a friend. His name is Quay, and he had like the machine. I borrowed off him, and like that beginning stage was so important for me because I was like, oh, this is something that I really like. And I had everyone clowning me. Like everyone in my team was clowning me except for one person. His name was Marcus Smith, and he's from Nevada. And like for instance, if he didn't tell me to keep going, I don't think I would be here, or I'd be doing music. Or even if I did do music, I don't know if I would be doing it to this state or taking it this seriously. Because he would always tell me to do it, and I just did it, and shit.
See, what you said there is very important, because like, guys, be careful what you say to people, and be careful how you say it, because you might say something very, very small, like very, very small, and that person, so Marcus Smith, thank you very much, because if it wasn't for you, we've been sitting. And I had the pleasure of being with you while you was working. But before I get to that, let me finish this point. There was a time I was working in Virgin Active as a receptionist at the time, and one of the managers came up to me, and I used to crack jokes. I was the best receptionist ever. I mean that. You see that smile? Always. But and my manager came out and said, Francis, you are not taking this seriously, are you? And him just saying that just changed my whole outlook on a lot of things. So Marcus Smith, thank you very much.
Thank you, Marcus.
Guys, be careful what you say to people. If you bring someone down, even the tiny little bit, they will always remember that for the rest of their life. If you uplift them, even a tiny little bit, you're just making this world a better place. So please, let's keep that up. Going back to when me and you was in the studio, what you was in the studio, I happened to pass by. You're very passionate. We had a little disagreement on a certain artist, how they delivered the music. And I saw a different side to you, but it was so passionate, but with respect. And is that always you? You don't hold back. You say what you mean and mean what you say.
Now, sometimes I don't say anything because certain people don't deserve it.
How do you know when someone don't deserve it?
Just a feeling. Like, I don't think like it's something like when someone walks, like sometimes I might not like a person, but I feel like they need to hear it. There's sometimes I like a person and I don't let them hear it because I kind of want to see what they do. But no, I don't think everyone deserves it. I feel like you have to be careful with things you say because certain things can open certain doors. Like if you say, "Oh, you shouldn't do this in this verse or that," like they might take it sometimes. You need to also like everyone has like an ego. I have an ego. You have an ego. Everyone has an ego. As much some people are just better at not letting the ego get the best of them. So it depends. Like sometimes I let people do their thing. I'll hint to them. I'll be like, I'll do it in a certain way. And then the thing is like, they'll come back to me like 3 months time. They'll be like, damn, you're right.
Yeah.
And then
what does that feel like? Like, do you then establish a different connection with that person? Would you then tell them next time, be comfortable because they know your word is truth from that point on?
No, because I think like it takes more than once. Like I don't think if you say it one time, I don't feel like a person should even jump into that. Like, okay, cool, he did it right the first time, or what he said I agree with. Let's see how it goes after that. Because like even with me, if someone tells me something, I'm like, oh shit. Oh, they were.
You're allowed to laugh. You're too tense, you know. You're allowed to relax.
I know. I'm
just
relaxed.
Laugh it out. Don't worry about it.
No, I'm trying not to swear. That's why. And when I'm trying not to swear, it's coming out. Where were we? Sorry.
You see, you're too tense.
Sorry, I apologize that I'm too tense.
You're saying what person should not always agree with you the first time you say it.
Yeah, because I might have been right once, and everything else I say after that is wrong. I think at the end of the day, like you'll kind of know as a person as well, like what you kind of need to do, because it might be right what the person is saying, but it's right for them at that time, at that situation, because that's what they live in, that's what they're doing. So I don't think like there's an answer, because it might take the 5th time for you to kind of start thinking like, oh wow, this guy makes sense when he speaks.
Yeah.
And I like to think I make sense, because usually what I say comes to fruition. There's just like this weird thing with our family. Like when we say something, it happens. And with a lot of the artists that I've worked with, everything that I tell, even the timeline is crazy. Like it'll all line up.
When am I making £1 billion?
That I don't know. I ain't talking about, but I can't. You might make $1 billion tomorrow.
Ladies and gentlemen, it was nice knowing you. Right? I'll send you a postcard from the Bahamas, somewhere nice.
A postcard?
Postcard. That's it.
Oh.
That's it. Yeah, I don't need, what if you rich, become a millionaire, which you will one day, would you let the whole world know?
No, but that's different though.
Why is it different?
Because you said if I become a billionaire, if I become a billionaire, all my folk, you gonna be eating.
No, not everyone who's at home watching YouTube.
Oh yeah,
yeah, no,
yeah. My bad, sorry.
Yeah, no. Well, I can give you guys a job. That's about
I'll take that.
So going back, talking about family, you was in the army, wasn't you?
No, I went to military college.
Militaries. Is there a difference between army and military?
Well, in this college, if you you could enroll to the military.
Yeah.
I didn't want to enroll to the military. So, because I was there for football, like, but even if you go play football there, they give you the opportunity to do it. just didn't want to do it.
So you didn't train with them? You didn't do
no,
anything?
you still have
trained,
to do the training and stuff like that, but you just not in the middle. Like you don't, because like for instance, the reason why you go to the school is to become like a lieutenant. Like I think if you do 2 years, you can become like a lieutenant, and like your check is nicer and everything like that, because you have to obviously like thingy up the rank, like build your rank up. So like first you become a private, then you become whatever. I can't remember everything.
So how far did you go with it? 2 years?
I was there for 2 years, but I was in a junior college, so I was there for 2 years. I played football there for technically 2 years, but on my last semester I quit. I just didn't want to do football no more because of music.
I was about to say that. So this when you establish your beat making and you find yourself.
This is where I knew. Like I was like I don't want to do what they do, and also like really like my body was taking a toll. Like I just started getting injured, and I was thinking, I'm like, bruh, if I'm getting injured right now, I'm getting injured like this. Like by the time I'm 60, my knees are gonna be gone. I feel like my knees are gone already.
It's funny you say that because you were thinking for the future. I don't think like that. I play football. When I'm on a football pitch, I play football until I can't feel my body. And then the next 3 days, I'm hopping like an old person. So for you to say that, and going back to what you just said, you touched on what you wanted to do, and you actually quit what you was there to do to pursue what made you happy. I think that's beautiful, and a lot of people don't do that.
But you know what's crazy? At the time, I didn't think that's what made me happy. I just knew that I loved it. But I didn't know that, maybe I didn't think it was happiness at the time.
But you went with what made you happy in terms of love. You loved it and you pursued it, because there's a lot of people who love what they do and they know what it is the love, but they're scared to jump. They're like, oh no, I need to stay here just in case. How important was that for you to make that jump?
I don't think I really knew I jumped at the time. Wow. Really, because that's what I'm saying. Like I liked it so much. Like for the longest time, because I played rugby, because I used to go to school in Scotland. My dad is Scottish, so I always played rugby. Like I was always athletic. Like I would always play sport and stuff, right? So everyone in my family thought that I would play like sport, or they think I would become an athlete at some level.
Which you are?
Not no more. I'm definitely where this is the skinniest I've been.
Yeah?
This is the skinniest I've been.
This is the skinniest I've been as well. I wish.
Yeah, I wish. But not and yeah, I think it was a little bit of a shock for like my family more so, because like they always knew like I liked music and stuff like that, but I don't really think like they knew that I was just gonna start, because I was going at it. Like I was like, I'm gonna be a football player. And then I just stopped it. But I didn't think I was taking a leap at the time. When I look back at it now, not even now, but I'm talking about like 3 years ago, 4 years ago. Yeah, it actually felt it's crazy.
Well, now you own your own studio. Please tell us about that. Sorry, you don't own a studio, you own a spaceship. That, as he would say, that motherfucker beautiful, y'all.
That motherfucker beautiful.
Yeah, don't worry. Judna's going to edit this.
We're going to... Yeah, you're going to have to... Yeah.
What was that journey like? And when did it start? How did it start? Because did you vision it to be what it is now? Because that is the best room in this whole place. And every time someone comes, I make it my point to come up there. And I know you lot don't like me coming up there anymore. Like,
no, what do you mean?
This guy's here again?
Nah, we never think like that.
You don't, but sometimes I'm like, yeah, I'm in a session. I'm like, they just have to sit 1 second.
We don't think like that, man.
I hope so. You, man. You should see what he says off the camera.
He's lying.
What is that? Did you process it mentally to be where it is? What was that journey like, getting it to where it is now?
I think a big part of the studio for me is Arian and Lucas, because really, like, I started music when I was like, I think 22, so kind of late compared to everyone else. I knew I wanted to own a studio, but I never thought about it when I was 21, 22, because I was in Houston. So at the time I was just working. I was just like, as in the studio, like making beats, and this is when I was still kind of, I wasn't really good. I was just kind of like learning. I didn't understand, like I didn't even know there was such things like an engineer, mixing and mastering, until I went to Houston. So when I went there, like I didn't really think of a studio. And then there were certain things that happened where I came back here to the UK, and I moved to London. I went to Point Blank, right? And Point Blank is like a college in Old Street. I think it might have moved now. I don't know where it is exactly anymore. But pretty much I went there and I met Lucas. At this time, and while I was at the school, and this whole time where I was in the States, I didn't know Aryan.
Okay.
I didn't know, like I've only known Aryan probably for like 4 years now, or 3 years. Maybe
Wow.
it's not even that long, but like the relationship we built
chemistry
was crazy.
is beautiful.
Yeah, that's my brother. Like I wouldn't be where I am without Lucas and Arian. I wouldn't be where I'm at without Kane and Omar and D. Like all of these people play a big role in my life. Even Stefan. Like, you know, like when I first came to London, like I lied to my parents that I had a place to stay. I'm not gonna, like, I lied to them, and I was living at Stefan's house.
So this is from Houston. So you left?
No, this is yeah. So I left Houston, and I went Kazakhstan for a bit.
Yeah.
To like, because I had to, at the time I had my Kazakh passport, so I had to get my visa to come to the UK again.
Let's rewind. So you from Scotland?
Scotland.
Did I just say he's from Scottish? I said that, innit? Ladies and gentlemen, he's not from Scottish.
I'm from Scotland.
It's from Scotland, not Scotland, not Scotland. It's from Scotland. And you lived New Mexico, Houston, UK, and Kazakhstan.
From Houston, I went to Kazakhstan.
Yeah.
From Kazakhstan, I came to the UK, and then I went to Point Blank.
So did you ever spend time in Scotland?
Yeah.
Was you born there?
No, I was born in Kazakhstan, Atyrau, Kazakhstan. Yeah.
What is life like there? Because I know it's
beautiful.
Is it easier than here?
I wouldn't say easier. It depends. I feel like, because obviously if you were born in the UK, you come from a rich family, you live in nice. If you come from a poorer family and you're in the UK, it's not nice. Or it's not necessarily not nice. It's not like, you know, you don't do all the things that the kids, you know, that have money do. So like, I think it depends. Like I was fortunate. Like my mom and dad never really came from like money. They actually worked up. That's why I look up to them so much, because they were like, when we were in, like my mom and dad, they met each other in Kazakhstan. My dad was like an expat, I think that's what you called him, and he worked at a hotel, and he was the manager, and my mom, I think, was like a waitress or something, and they met, you know, and they just built from there. Like I said, my bed was 2 couches put together, and they'd be hustling all the time, and you know, they built their way up, and then sent me.
Sent the whole village to the UK. He was about to say that, ladies and gentlemen. It's okay. That's what we foreigners do. One of us comes here to the UK and we just send everyone over, right? Obviously nowadays it's slightly harder now, because when Tony Blair was in power, please don't take away my passport, guys.
Don't take. I just received mine. So if y'all taking his, take his and his only. I'm not involved. I'm just doing the interview. No, I'm saying.
No, because you know, I read somewhere that if you're born or live in the UK, you're amongst the 7% richest people in the world. And we're gonna compare that, like housing situation, NHS, electricity, dental care. Even if you don't have a job in the UK, you can go and sign on and get benefits. If you got a certain amount of kids, you can get help. Where I'm from, you ain't got a job, you ain't got a job. You know, you ain't got a house to stay in, you ain't got a house to stay in.
I understand, but it's like in Kazakhstan, it's kind of, I don't know, like if you want to if you want to make it, you can make it. However, it's just like the lifestyle there is a little bit different because it's like it's hard to make it in London. Like,
really?
It's hard to make it in London.
And compared to back home?
Bruh. Like, no, okay. That's why I say it's two different comparisons. Because it's like, for where I'm from, Atrao, like, it's the oil kind of city of Kazakhstan. That's where all the oil comes from.
But
it's expensive as hell. And, like, it's probably just as expensive as, the capital. To live in the capital of, Kazakhstan, which is Nur Sultan. It used to be called Astana. But yeah, like it's like I said, it's two different things because like London is a Western country. It's as much as Kazakhstan kind of has has first world like vibes. It's like it's still building and stuff like that. So like it's difficult to make it either if you're from Kazakhstan or London. I think it's just as hard. It just depends.
Depends you as a person. If you want it bad enough, you can get it.
Yeah, you can definitely do it. It's nicer to live in Kazakhstan.
Yeah?
Yeah, because we have...
why are you here?
Because...
It's easier to make it in Kazakhstan.
It's not easier to make it in Kazakhstan.
You said it's harder in London. You got oil over there. I'm sure the weather's nice. Yeah. The food must be nice.
Food is everything.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I don't want you to go. Yeah. So when I said why you here, it might come across like I want you to go. But I would want to be where you from.
Yeah.
Give me your passport. I will go.
You want my passport? I think I accidentally took this thing off.
Can you hear me?
You'll be able to hear me soon. We're back.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry about that.
Engineer who takes off his mic and actually knows what to do. We need more guests like this. If it was someone else, oh my gosh, what do I do? What do I do? And then JB has to walk here, Rasta has to walk. Anyway, sorry, carry on.
But what were we saying?
You was telling me how you're going to give me your passport to go move to Kazakhstan.
Bro, you can come to Kazakhstan without me giving you a passport. You can go there for 30 days, I believe, as a tourist. They would love you. You'd be famous.
Yeah?
Hell yeah.
Call me Denzel Francis.
Say no more. We can go Kazakhstan, bro.
No.
Whenever you're ready. They will treat you good. Kazakhstan has great hospitality.
Yeah?
Great hospitality. They like great hospitality.
Let's make it happen because I love to travel the world. Yeah, obviously, at the moment, we're going through this pandemic, but I love to travel the world. And that's
I'm telling you now, if you come to my grandmother's crib, just best believe
I'm eating.
You're eating, boy.
Yeah, listen.
She gonna keep feeding you and feeding you and feeding you.
Listen, as I told you, this is the skinniest I've been, so I welcome that food, you know. Don't laugh at me. Last year I was fat. I swear to you. But it's all right. I'm coming back. I want to be a model.
Yeah, me too.
All you models, let me give you my best posture. It's all right. So here's the thing now. I want you to tell, that's your camera. I want you to tell them or tell us how to make a beat from scratch. As many steps as you can get into it. You've got about 40 seconds. Go.
Right. You find, I guess you get a melody. Once you get a melody in your head, you can either play it in a keyboard or, you can pencil it in. Once you have that, get the drums. Once you get the drums.
Where am I getting these things from?
Because you have
so
to
I'm getting the actual drums.
I can't do this in 40 seconds, bro. You just told me 40 seconds, so I'm just trying to...
You have to work through this. You just... I don't know. So look, I don't know anything about beats. You say you make you get a melody. I'm going to look, what's a melody?
It don't matter. It can be anything. So once you have that, you can either play it in... Because you have to choose your sounds. There's these things called VSTs or AU. They're plugins that,
What's the best program to use to make a beat? In your opinion?
I love all of them.
You have to choose one.
I can't.
You're giving one.
I can't.
Well, I'm not going to go learn all of them. I need to learn one to make... So I found my melody. I'm going to go get my drums. What program am I using?
What are you trying to do?
Make a beat.
FL Studio.
FL Studio.
Ableton.
or Apleton. Is Reason still around? Is it?
Reason's always around. He ain't going anywhere.
What's the other one? Cubase. Cubase still around?
Cubase ain't going anywhere.
Pro Tools. I used to make beats on Pro Tools.
You used to make beats on Pro Tools? I hate making beats on Pro Tools.
Why?
It's so manual.
No, sorry. I made a few beats on Pro Tools. That's correction. I don't want to sound like I'm a beat maker. I'm not a beat maker. I got shut down. Noah, I remember you. You shut me down on my beats. Because of you, I've never made any beats.
What's his name?
Okay. Noah Myers.
Noah Myers.
Yeah.
Come on now. How you gonna do your boy like that?
Yeah. Noah, it's the truth. Made that beat. I played that beat. You told me where's the rest of it. And you
is he your boy? Is he your boy?
I thought
No, but is he your boy?
Yeah.
He might have been saving you. It might have been that bad. Not trying to sound. No, I'm flaming you. Sorry,
Noah Myers, you killed any chance of the Kanye West in me. Gone.
Come on now, bro.
Okay, so listen. I want you to give some advice. A little kid up there who's going through what they're going through. Obviously, for you found your love and happiness without realizing you found your love and happiness. But I believe you didn't fight against your natural instincts where you found your love, you quit college in New Mexico and carried on making your beats. At the very beginning of you making beats, you knew you had to own a studio. So without even you knowing, you put out the universe. You then went met Lucas, who then Lucas, through that you met Arian. Now, the chemistry between the three of you, it's amazing. And the studio that you have, one of the finest studios I've ever stepped into. So I believe without you knowing, you manifested it and putting it to the world. What advice would you give to anyone out there who's thinking to be where you want to be?
It's crazy. I don't feel like I'm even where I need to be. So that's kind of
like that.
Yeah, like I feel like that's a very weird question because I don't think I've achieved 70% of the things I want to achieve. I think I'm only at 20 right now. I think like I'm only starting to achieve things I want to do. But as far as advice, like from what I've learned, I ain't no one crazy. I know this guy be saying crazy stuff, but I ain't no one crazy. So I would say, you know, the natural, like gut instinct. I think gut instinct is one of the biggest things because even with like, you know, like I love my family. I love my mom. I love my dad. I love my little brother, my sister. I love my friends, all of them. However, I feel like everyone is going to give different advices. If I ask my mom something, it's going to be different. If I ask my little brother something, it's going to be different. If I ask my dad something, it's going to be different. If I ask you something, it's going to be different. How many more advices I'm going to ask for? You have to choose what you do. I feel like that's the most important thing. Like as soon as you know what you want, I think that's where you start to find peace as well. And that's very important because, you know, like when I told my mom and dad I'm going to do music, they're like, this guy wanted to be a athlete, then he wanted to be this, then he wanted to be that. Now he wants to be a music, like, you know what I mean? And it's so like I understand why they felt like that, but again, it comes down to you like, yo, this is what I want to do, so this is what I'm gonna do, and I need to do. And after that, I think everything else kind of plays like naturally, because I didn't sit there and say I'm gonna go to Point Blank and then I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do, like, of course there was thought to it and things you had to conversate, but then once like time started passing and I met Lucas at Point Blank, like even at that, it's crazy with Lucas, I met him at Point Blank, we weren't even that close. Like there's so much things that happened before even me and Lucas and Arian happened. Because I was here for like 2-3 years before me, Arian, and Lucas like really said, yo, let's do this. So that's what I'm saying. Like it just depends. Like you can't plan anything, but the biggest thing, follow your gut instinct. If your mom says no, sometimes it's a no, but it ain't a no all the time. If your dad says yes, it's not a yes all the time. If your best friend says yes or no, that's not the answer sometimes. Sometimes it's a maybe. It's crazy. Like you only know at the moment in time. Ain't no one going to tell you, because you'll know at that moment. You just know at that point.
That is beautiful, because I believe as human beings we adapted this from many years ago from our ancestors, where we got our instinct, our natural instincts, and they never lied to us. But what tend to happen with a lot of us, we ignore our instinct. Like, we feel something's off, we still go ahead, and then time reveals to us, oh, I wish I just listened to myself. And I believe what happens, the more you ignore your instinct, the less you have it. The less you have it, and you find yourself in a place of danger without realizing you're in danger, because your instinct, you shut them off. So please follow your instinct, and if they're wrong, who better to learn from yourself rather than others? So let's go for that.
Yeah. And I feel like, today, especially in social media, everyone talking about, oh, I don't take L's, I don't this and that. Everyone has like this, but like I feel like everything that has become better is from me not getting what I want.
You learn more from losing.
Yeah, like what? But who else better to lose than you? Like everyone makes like an L. They make an L like they think is lost, but you bring two L's is a W. Come on, like straight. No, for real, because if that's the case, I lost so many times.
Yeah. And look where you are.
And I ain't, like I said, and I'm not.
You only have 20%. Do you know how beautiful that is, guys? If you've seen what this man has achieved, and he claims to be at 20%, I'm actually looking forward to be his friend when he's at 100%, because he said, "I'm eating too."
You're eating.
I'm just gonna, you're gonna find one day you come to the studio, you're gonna find a sleeping bag right there.
Hopefully, it's not gonna be a studio at the time. I don't want to do music my whole life. I want to quit this.
You just want to run the things.
I don't even want to run it. I just want to own it and go.
You hear that?
Really? Like,
I'll be eating.
I ain't I'm not trying to do music for the rest of my life.
We'll be back home eating at your grandma's house.
Yeah,
getting fatter and slimmer at the same time.
Yeah, I'd rather do that. Like, everyone wants to do music the rest of their life because they see all the things. A lot of these music folk are broke. You trying to be broke?
That is true. Or you musician, learn what happens, who makes the most money, and you see.
Yeah, I ain't trying to be in that position. I'm trying to be wealthy. I ain't trying to be rich from music.
Wealth. Yeah. How much are you worth, ladies and gentlemen? How much are you worth? Not how much you earn. How much are you worth? If you tell me you're worth 0, that's a beautiful place to start, because the only way is up. If you don't know how much you're worth, then we got a problem. I'd rather you say you're worth 0 than nothing, or don't know what you're worth. How much am I worth?
A smile.
This is the part of the show I like, sir. That's your camera. You close it anyhow you like. You say whatever you want to say. You want to sing. You want to dance. You want to break dance. Whatever. It's your camera. Let's go.
This is a weird one. Yeah, I have to, give a shout out, I guess. No, but thank you for my mom and dad. I love them very dearly. I know we be button heads, but that's life. I love my little brother. Shout out to my little brother. I look up to him in many ways, actually, because he's extremely young and he owns a business, and he's doing what he needs to do. So shout out to Callum. I love him. Kane and Omar. That's like my Jamaican family. That's because I've been homeless in London, and Kane took me in. So thank you, Kane. I love you. Omar, love you. Mama D, love you. Stefan, when I first came to London, he took me in. So thank you very much. I appreciate you. Love you, brother. Rich Van Farhan, they're back in Inverness. I still need help, and they be helping me. So, thank you guys. There's so many people, man. Like, damn. Of course, my 2 brothers, Arian and Lucas. Like, where the hell would I be without y'all? Not very far. Well, hopefully somewhere. But, yeah, I love you guys. Appreciate you. Who else? I think that's about it. I don't know. There's a lot of people, but there's a lot of people, like, even in the state, Pharaoh, Cole. Oh, man. That's crazy. Yeah, my boy Cole, he actually passed away not too long ago. So
condolences.
our R.I.P. Cole. We all love you, man. JT, so many people. I can keep going, but you guys played a very important role in my life, and I feel like I'm here because of you guys. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Ain't nothing more than that.
Wow. Now,
Yeah.
can I say something to that?
Mm-hmm.
We've had a lot of powerful endings to this show. No disrespect for anyone else who sat in that chair and closed it how they closed it, but I personally think to date that's my favorite ending because you showed gratitude. You actually appreciated where you came from, and I know you probably missed out a lot of people, but please forgive him because
a lot of people.
But gratitude, wow! I am wow, ladies and gentlemen. Never forget where you come from. And this man is only at 20% and he hasn't forgotten and he appreciated. Please, till next time. I've been your guest, Francis Koh. Sultan has been the host. Till next time, love, peace, and happiness. Yes.
Let's see.